Hey everyone, Tim Sykes here from SMEmarketingstrategies.com. This is just the second video on solo ads that we want to run through today. The first video we did was what are solo ads, explained everything to do with solo ads on the what they are front. I took you to this page here, what are solo ads. This is on the website SMEmarketingstrategies.com. We went through the whole of this post in a lot more detail, showing you what solo ads are, who to go to, and everything else. That video is on the free videos section at the top line. Solo ad video. If you want to go to there first and watch this one first, very good video, very informative. It'll show you everything you need to know on the basics of solo ads. Today, what I'm going to go through is the makeup of a solo ad, how to write the headlines, what to put in the body, where to direct them to, and a lot more tips and tricks inside there of how to get more click-throughs. So here we go. So we're going to start off with the subject line and how important the subject line is. Obviously, if when people are going through their emails on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning or evening, the first thing that they see is a subject line. I'll bring up a subject line here. Well, I was going to, but I seem to have just give me 1 second while I bring this up. Sorry, 2 seconds. I am sorry about that. So we're going again here. Just make sure we are. Here we go. Yes, we're going again here. Sorry about the little mistake there. It happens to everybody, I'm sure. So this is the subject line. I'm hovering over here. Don't know whether I can say or show the name, but to be honest, he's put his email in my email box. So the good old favourite Dan Kennedy, the legend of direct response marketing and probably online marketing as well. An absolute legend of a guy. So I thought, well, where do you start? Well, this is the top guy in the industry in internet marketing. So we'll start with this guy. So if his headlines haven't been, subject lines haven't been tested 1,000 times and aren't the best headlines for that email, then there's something wrong. He's not teaching what he's preaching, so you can guarantee that these subject lines will have been tested and are probably the most relevant subject lines to the subject that he's going to talk about. One that I want to bring you down here is this is the GKIC, is Dan Kennedy's training ground online, and Darcy runs Darcy runs a lot of the emails from there, and she has a lot of the videos on there. So if it's from Darcy, you can guarantee that it's been run through Dan at some point. The subject line is paper and stamp equals $36,000. Now, if that don't grab your attention, somebody's attention, I don't know what will. I mean, this is what everybody, when you send your email, it's going to have your from to here, and then it's going to have your subject line here, and this here is what you need to get them to click through into your email. This is the subject line. It's the add to your ad, as the legendary copywriters say. If they aren't interested in what you say here, they are interested in your email, so they aren't going to click. So this really is one of the biggest parts of your solo ad, is to write the best subject line that can be written and test it to see if you can get more click-throughs. Then we're going to go into the email body. As long as you realize how important that is, you know, when people talk about 60% opt-in rate on their website through a solo ad, if they haven't tested and got this right, they're going to have dramatically less in the 2, 3, 4, 5%. If you're amazingly lucky, you know, you might get to 10% if you've just chucked this together. So you really need to concentrate. A good thing that I do is I go through all of the emails that I get. I'll go through Dan Kennedy, I'll go through all the top internet marketers. Then another thing I'll do is I'll go through diet pill subject lines. Just trying to think of, see if I've got any in here. I'm sure I'll have some diet stuff in here. In fact, Jesse Kernan is probably one of the masters in back pain. I think it is one of his. Let's just have a look at his email. The Healthy Back Institute is a guy that I follow quite a bit for headlines and subject lines, because this guy, I don't know who writes them for him, whether he writes them himself, but some of these are absolutely fantastic, and they're really worth getting into. So it was like liposuction in a bottle. I mean, you know, if you're thinking about dieting and you see any of Jesse's, in fact, I'll bring a lot more of Jesse's up just quickly, just so you can show, and then I'll talk about why. I'm trying to type with one hand because I'm holding something in the other, and it's a book, nothing else. Here we go. What you can do with Jesse's headlines is remarkable. As long as you're not in the same niche as Jesse, let me put this to you straight away so you really understand. You can't copy Jesse's subject lines word for word if you're in the same niche. I mean, that isn't fair on the Healthy Back Institute. Neither is it fair on Dan Kennedy, who've taken a long time doing these headlines. You cannot copy them word for word, and you don't want to be doing that neither. But what you can do is take words out of it. Top 10 marketing tips of all time everybody forgot. You know, just silly things like that. Taking the fitness out, using Jesse's headline, taking the fitness out, putting marketing in. Big oops. See this now, Tim. I'm very sorry. You could change just the big oops, just a big problem. See this now, Tim. I'm very sorry. Do you see what I'm going to? Instead of 37 foods you must have I'll just get that there because I can't read it properly. And this is a good one. This. 37 foods you must have for the coming disaster. Well, you could have 27 marketing tips you must have for the up and coming disasters. So you can change that about very nicely. Next thing I just want to go into is, because I've got to keep this video under 20 minutes. So next thing I want to just quickly go into, as long as you understand the importance of the subject line, is the add to the ad. If you're if you're not getting your subject line right and you're not testing it, and you know you're getting no clicks on it, then the chances are you need to come and do some of this stuff that I've just discussed here, in maybe swiping a couple of headlines and changing them about from other emails you will definitely have in your spam box. As you can see, I have quite a few. 334 spam in 2 days is ridiculous. Right, what I need to go on to now is, do not try and sell straight off the bat. Now, if you're doing a solo ad, 9 times out of 10 the guys won't let you sell anything in that solo ad anyway. They'll let you put it into what's called your sales funnel, but they for sure ain't going to let you sell anything, so your offer will be free. What I will suggest here is, don't get all excited because you've got, I don't know, you tested 50 names and you got 30 opt-ins. Then you tested that headline, that subject line again, and that copy, and it went up to 500, and you end up with 300. So within a month, I mean, you can quite easily end up with a couple of thousand opt-ins on your list. Don't go try and sell to them on the second email, neither. Maybe not even the third or the fourth. Just keep in contact with them a little bit. If you try and sell to them, then you're going to have a real problem further on down the line with your list. So, you know, give it a few emails before you try and go and sell anything to these guys. I know we all get excited, but that's one thing you've got to do. Right, so we've looked at that. Another quick thing on subject lines is, you know, don't reveal the hook straight away in the subject line. Otherwise, they probably aren't going to bother clicking on it. So make sure you keep the hook in the story somewhere further along. A little story for you, just a quick one, just 2-minute story. I know a company. Well, I worked with a company last year. Can't reveal the company's name, obviously, as it would be unfair to them. This company spent £25,000, not dollars, £25,000. So that works out, I don't know what that is. It must be $38,000 renting email lists for an email campaign that they were doing. So this company went to a list broker that they've used in the past and went straight out and bought £25,000 worth of names, and I think they were paying somewhere in the region of, because of the volume, I think it was about £35–40 per 1,000 names. So when you work that out, it's a lot of names. And what they did, they sent the same one email instantly, sent that to the company to send to their £25,000 worth of names. It's got to be well over the millions. One email, no testing subject line, no testing body, no testing links, not even testing to see if the link works, for Jesus' sake. This was one email that some guy had written for them, some so-called copywriter from somewhere, and they sent that one time email to everyone. Now, you know what we'd have done. We'd have sent it to 1,000, tested it, maybe sent it to another 1,000, tested it, try and get the response rate up as much as possible, the click-through rate, the open rate first, then the click-through rate. So working on the subject line to get the open rate as high as possible, then working on the email body copy to try and get the rate as high as possible. Oh no, none. They just sent one email to £25,000 worth of email addresses. And for that £25,000, the sales, because they were selling something straight off the bat, was £1,276. So their investment was $25,000 plus the email written, which from the word on the street was £800 for the email written by a top swanky copywriter, and then they ended up with £1,276 in sales. Not the way to run a business. Certainly not the way to do any email marketing, and certainly a lesson learned by that company who now think email marketing doesn't work because they've tried it and it didn't work for them, so it will never work for anybody else. So just bear that little story in mind, that without testing, even for the big companies who can afford to do this kind of stuff, they get it right if they don't have the right information. Right, next thing is I'm going to bring up a Word document here, and I'm just going to show you a few little things that you can do inside an email. I hope you can all see this okay. Right, I'm not the quickest typer in the world, so just bear with me 1 second while I get organised. Right, the first thing I want to do is we've run through all the subject lines and blah 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 blah. There's certain name tags, certain tags you can use in emails. And the first tag that I do want to show you is called the name tag. You see this here? Right. If you're writing an email, say my email wants to be drop everything. Drop everything. Let's just make this bigger so everybody can see this a little bit better. Drop everything, and then what you want to do is this. When somebody fills out your email form, so they put you've got their email there, and before that, you're capturing the name. So they're filling out on your website. Just to quickly take you to one. So here, can you see? Enter your name, and then I've put here, enter your best email address. So you're capturing their name and their email in a file. Okay. The name that they put in there, so I put my name, Timothy. This tag here inside your email or on your subject line will capture their names and put their name in there. So in this part here in your subject line. So if you take you to my email, I'm sure there'll be many of them. I'll tell you who I do know uses these quite a lot. I think he'll appreciate me showing you it, but never mind. Oh, just get rid of that. I'm doing something wrong here today. It's logged me out for some reason, so let me just go back in there quickly. Sorry about this. You know when you think you've got most of the thing. You know when think you've got most of the stuff sorted out, don't you? And everything in place, and then everything goes wrong. So let me find one. Just quickly in here. There we go. I'm waiting for you, Tim. So when I filled out this on his website, not on mine obviously, but when I filled out his form, so enter your name, I put Tim, and then I put my email address in there, and then I subscribe to his emails. And now he doesn't have to write Tim, he just puts the name tag in like I've just shown you. I'm worried about you, Tim. Here we go again. Drop everything, Tim, which is one of the ones I'm just going to show you here because it's stuck into my mind. A lot of the time, you know, they're using this, and where he's used my name at the beginning, on there you can guarantee he'll have used that tag somewhere in his email as well, because you can use it in the email body as well as you can in the subject line. So, right, good thing to use, something to test. Sometimes when people fill in email addresses, they go and put their email address in. They'll put in the correct email address here, but they'll just put junk in here, or they'll put something funny like farm dog or rabbit leg. I've seen. So this is the reason why these guys aren't doing it every time. Tim, you know, not because it just doesn't fit in their subject line, but also because some people it will say, "I'm worried about you, rabbit leg," and it doesn't work. So just beware of that. But the name tag is certainly a brilliant thing to use. The next part, we all know about all the headlines now. We've gone through that. We've gone through the name tag. The the next thing to talk about is making sure that we'll just go up to an email again. Is making sure that this subject line is totally relevant to the email. Public announcement for all, sent on behalf of blah blah blah. There is nothing in there. Just a public announcement, and the public announcement is in the link here. So this link goes to the announcement. Very clever little bit of stuff. This guy is obviously a legend in email marketing. I think Michael does this on most of his stuff. Here's the thing. Here's one I wanted to show you. So his subject line should be something about bad news. Bad news for some full-time internet marketers. The bad news is, so he's keeping that relevant with the subject line. Yeah, do you see that? If you're like most full-time internet marketers I speak to, then you feel like you're a slave to your business. So he's got that in there. Another thing he's going to have in there is what me and the guys spoke about before. Me and Troy White spoke about stories, and the story is so important in the body. It's really got to suck people in and give them a reason to click. It's also got to give them value. You know, something that they want at the end of the day. Plenty of value in there. So the story is so important when you're writing the body copy. If you go and listen to the Troy White interview on the site, he talks a lot more about this kind of stuff. The copy in the emails and on the website. So just want to run you through that a little bit more. As you can see, everything's keeping in line. He's talking to your frustrations. He's going to tell you that you work hard and this isn't hard and blah blah blah. The usual stuff in copy. I mean, there's nothing new in there at all. People love stories. Absolutely love them. The more stories you can write to your list and keep them engaged, the better you're going to do. And the whole point of all of this, all your subject lines to get them to click through, and then your body copy, is to get the click on the blue part that's underlined. That's the whole reason for all of this. One other thing as well. Once you've finished your email, you see Michael's finished his a PS. Must have a PS and a PPS and a PPPS and a PPPPS. But just two will do. A PS in there and a PPS. You know, the bad news for full-time internet marketers that the most won't make it despite working harder than ever before. They'll never smash through the glass ceiling and take their business to the next level. You know, it's getting you emotionally attached in there, and really try to get you to click through into here. Obviously, this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links in here to click, and I'm pretty sure they're all going through to the same place. Sometimes they might split you up into two if you've read a paragraph that's lead capture you in a slightly different way because you aren't quite ready for the full thing. I've seen this before. They might direct you to another page to qualify you a little bit more, to build you up with a lot more copy, and then send you through to the next page what you would have clicked on in the email, if you understand that. So it's just a qualifying process that some people use. So we've gone through all that. So the next thing I want to talk about, I don't want to teach you anything, but I do want to help as much as possible with this email stuff because it's so important at the moment, and especially with the solo ads, is the link. I'll just quickly take you back here. This here is a link to a website. So what I'll do is I'll just copy that out of there, put this link in here. Okay, so missing something. Now this is a link to a website, but it's not a big, horrible, dirty link, I call them. Let's see if I want to send somebody to the what are solo ads on my website. That I wouldn't. So let me just take you through. Let's get a squeeze page. So if I was trying to capture names and email addresses on the subject of how to lead generate, then I'm going to write an email. I'm going to have a subject line. Who else wants a lead? I probably aren't going to put that, but we'll just say amazing, simple but highly effective lead generation. Put that as the subject line. Use a little bit of this for the body also. It's all keeping in. It's all connected in some way. Then we're going to send them to this page here. They're going to read through the copy, and eventually they're going to stick the name and email address in there. That's the whole point, isn't it? So I don't want to send them. You don't want to be putting you don't want to be putting that into your email because it looks very, very, very messy. That you don't want. Okay. This you do want. So to change this into that, you can do it two different ways. You can do it inside an email as an anchor, which yeah, I'll go and show you now quickly. Not quickly for the sake of me, guys. This is quickly for the sake of the video, that when you're uploading this video, so I can try and help as many people out with this as possible. A lot of the sites will only let you have 20 minutes. So I've got to keep, as you know, try and get the video down to 20 minutes as much as possible, so you can help everybody out as much as we can. So anyway, I've just put my link in there. So I'll take it out so you can see me. So I'm going to put all my copy in here. So it's going to be copy, 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 copy. And then to make your link not look like a horrible, dirty link like that, what we will do is press a button here, and it will say link on it, or it'll say anchor, one of the two. So if you press this button here, it will say text for the link. So we'll have something like your business tool kit. And it's, again, I've put this link in here because you're linking to, and I'm linking to a website. So when I press OK, the big dirty horrible link here will turn into this. There we go. Take that out. And when I press this link, so if I open the link in a new window, that will then take me to where I've asked it to take me. There we go. That makes your links look so much more professional, and it makes people want to click on them more because you can use it as like another sort of like sub-headline in there to get them to click through on it. So that's very important. Don't have this at the bottom of your website, and make sure it is clickable. That isn't clickable. I can't do anything with that. Nobody can. Nobody can, you know, click through and get to a web page from that. So to make it, obviously you've got to make this as easy as possible for people to be able to click through into your website. That ain't going to get them anywhere. Nowhere at all. This is going to direct them straight there. So just remember that, and you will know because it will come up as a colour like blue, and it will be underlined. And if you right click on the link, you can ask it to open in a new window, and that's what I do just to check, like I've just done before, that it's taking me to the right place. It's so important to check this. I've seen it 1,000 times when people haven't checked this and they've sent an email to 1,000 people and the link's been dead and they've wondered why they've got no traffic from it. So that is a very important little tip there, just to make sure that your links do work. The next thing I want to go through is when you're testing all your emails, there's a thing that I do, and what I'm not going to do is show you the actual ones, because obviously there's a lot of private stuff in there. But what I will do is, if you use Excel or OpenOffice or whatever, get a spreadsheet up. The first thing I do before I start writing my emails is I get myself a spreadsheet. And if I'm looking at sending one solo ad out as a test to, I don't know, as a test for 100 clicks, what I will do, the first thing I'll do is I'll give it a title, and I give them all the same title. I'll give this one a different one. So I'll go testing, and then what is it that the end result's going to be that I'll put in here. So I'll put testing for yeah, I'll do this one because testing for sales funnel product, and then we'll go into this is for my emails. Okay, so I'm going to test an email that I want to send out initially to 100 people, and then once I've got the results in, I'm going to test it and change it and test it to put it to another maybe 200-300 people. So the first one I'll have is my subject line in here. So just get this here. Sorry about that. I've got a bit of a got a bit of a cold today. So your subject line is going to be long. So first subject line, I'll put in what we talked about before because it'll be a bit easier. So my first subject line is going to be drop everything with the name. Copy that. So this is my first subject line here. We'll make it back down to 12. So my subject line to test my first 50 is that. Now, these guys will split test you an email when you're doing solo ads. I ain't talked about this because I'm only talking about to people who have actually gone through and listened to most of these videos. So you'll notice when I get to the end, I am going to tell you stuff that I ain't going to tell you initially in the beginning. Some people who can't be bothered to listen all the way through really aren't going to get these super little gems. So make sure you listen to all the videos because everything good's always at the end. These guys will split test you an ad. Now, if you buy 100 solo ads, if you buy 100 visits for your solo ad, right? What these guys will do is get subject 1, so subject line 1, and then subject line 2. And what these guys will do is test these subject lines for you. So they'll send 50 here and 50 here, and then that will give you then a conversion rate. Subject line 1 to 50 people might get an open, this is what we're testing, an open rate of 6%. Okay. Subject line 2 might get an open rate, because this is what we're looking for in there, of 67%. You think I'm joking? I am not. I have seen this a million times in the past. Changing one word in one email subject line, you can go from 6% to 70% seriously. So you have to be testing this stuff. Get in touch with your solo ad guy. Say, look, I'm testing this. Can you send 50, which might cost you 25 bucks, 50 people to this one, and then get another 50 visitors, which will cost you another 25 bucks, and send them to this subject line, and he will test it for you. Go into the same email body. So that's just subject line. The body, or the what you might call it, the main email, is the same. So all you're testing is the subject lines. Right. So do everything name. Drop everything name. And then you could test drop everything, and instead of the name, now. So we're testing we're testing two subject lines there. Right. So now what the data that you need to record here on this, which is highly important, is now the open rate. So you need to be testing. So you've got just I never did like doing spreadsheets, but I'll just tidy this one up a little bit. Right, so you've got your subject line, drop everything, and then their name. So drop everything Tim or John or Ben or whatever, and then the open rate. So what you'll fill in there is what your email software will tell you your open rate was, which will go there, and that will be in a percentage. Okay, and percent there. I mean, you can mess about with these forever, but I'll just tidy it up for you guys. The next thing you want to test will be your email body. So the body of the email, to email, and we'll call it the email copy, because that's what I call it. So your email copy will go in here, and it will be big. Files, it will go on forever. You know what they're like. So you're going to put the full email body in there, or what you're going to do is the other thing that I do 9 times 10 because I don't want this too cluttered. I'll write the email copy in here, and then I'll save it and give it a name, sales funnel copy 1 as a file, so I know which file that is. So sales funnel copy 1, and then sales funnel copy 2. Okay, so now we're going to be tracking not the open rate, because we've got that. We're going to be looking at the click through rate to our website, which will be done through your email and your analytics. So let me just cut that out of there, sorry. So we've tested we're going to test in our first email. What we're going to do is we're going to split test this. So we're going to drop everything name. This is all hypothetical in what I've put here and here. Just understand that bit. the idea is exactly what every guru out there is doing. I can guarantee you that. So, and this is the way you're going to get this best response rate ever from any email you ever send in your life by just taking the time to do this. It's not complicated. It doesn't take long, but you've got to be doing it. I'll just put a percentage in there. And then the last one is the opt-in rate, which you need there. So, just tidy that up. So we're sending email 1, we're split testing, sending this to 50 and this to 50 with this copy, and what we're going to know is which subject line had the biggest open rate. So we've established that this one has the biggest open rate, okay, and we're using this single copy, okay, which got a click-through rate of 45 and an email open rate of, we'll just make something up, of 50 of 40%. So what we now know is that out of these two subject lines, the one in yellow is the best because it got 67%. So now we take that and attach that to sales copy 2. So now we're testing sales copy. Sorry, let me just tidy this up. It's quite hard doing this live. I never really realised how difficult it would be. Don't normally make this many mistakes. So we're testing this headline, and we've got the best response rate here, and that's gone to this copy, which got a click-through rate of 45%, which gave us an open rate of 40%. Okay, all in all, that's given us. Let me just quickly work out this head. 9. That's given us 7 opt-ins at the moment, which, you know, you may think, oh, that's not fantastic. Is that right? Yeah, because 67%. So say it was 100 each. So 67 people have opened the email, and out of them 67, just short of half of them have clicked through, and then just short of half of them have opted in. So our opt-in rate was 40% of 30. So we've got 15 people opted in from them 100. Right. You will get stuff like that if you just blast an email out willy-nilly. The next process is take the best headline. You may test 20 headlines. You may test 50 headlines. Just for this, what we're doing here, we're just going to test 2 headlines. Then the best headline, test the copy. So you're going to get 67% open rate. We know that, don't we? 67%. Once you've tested a headline, you know, to 1,000 people on a good list, and all the people on that list have opted in for the same reason as another list, your 67% is going to be pretty stagnant. It's going to stick around there as long as you're sending it all to the same stuff, and the people on that list are looking for the same thing as the list you sent it to before. You'll understand this as we go through these videos a little bit more. So now we're going to test the 2 pieces of copy. So copy 1 got a 45%, but we thought we can do better in copy 2. So we wrote copy 2, and we got a 70% response rate in sales copy 2. And we'll sort our opt-in rate out in a second. So our best email that we've sent, from this little test that we've just done here, I'll do a little box on the bottom. So we know the best one to send will be subject line subject line 2, drop everything now, and that would go with sales copy 2, wouldn't it? Because we know 67% of people are going to click through on there, and out of them 67 people, people or percent, 70% of them are going to click through, and 40% of them now our opt-in rates gone sky high because we've got more people looking, got more people interested, got more people clicking through. So our opt-in, if our copy on our website is all relevant, our opt-in rate is going to get slightly higher. You know, you can maybe push, I'll say 55% here. This is all just email. What is the copy on your? This is all just solo ads and emails. The copy on your website is going to determine this. So we'll put that in. No, we won't. So I'll put that in a different colour for the purposes of this. Okay. The open rate is going to depend. The opt-in rate is going to depend on the copy on your site, and again, all that needs to be tested more intricately than this. Really, there is other stuff you can do, redirects and bits and pieces, but this is probably one of the easiest ways to start with solo ads and, you know, get stuff rolling. But you have to be testing. If you're not testing, then you're not being proactive about your marketing or your emails, and you're not going to get, you know, opt-in rates of 55%. I can tell you that. They're going to be a lot lower. Don't forget all this stuff, as I said in the first video. I'll just run through it quickly. Don't forget you're sending a free. Let me just take that down. Don't forget you're sending a free offer to a list. You're not sending anything paid. Let's just highlight with this. We're not sending anybody to an affiliate offer, blah 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 blah. This has got to be sent to a free product. Just highlight that at the end again. It's a free product. I've just got some notes down here. I've talked about this. We've gone through everything of the basics, really. Please come and visit the website, smamarketingstrategies.com. There is some absolute golden nuggets of information on here, and if you go to the interviews or the free videos, there's more and more being added. I'm trying to add, you know, at least 3 or 4 videos a week at the moment. The Facebook likes are going up, the traffic's getting horrendous here, and you know, I really want to keep on giving you guys as much information as I can. There's one more video on solo ads, and again, there's the first video on solo ads, the one before this one, and then there's a page dedicated to solo ads. I'd love you guys to put your comments on there about what you think. Don't forget to comment on the video, and obviously don't forget to tweet and Facebook like these videos, and try and help some other guys out there who are wanting to know a little bit more about online marketing and offline marketing. So that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. Take care. Have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, guys.